I think many of you are familiar with this image here of this convoy of Toyota trucks, brand new Toyota trucks that these quote-unquote terrorists are driving in the middle of the desert, the open desert. This was a propaganda piece that was put out and plastered all over the mainstream media. And everyone was asking, why aren't we bombing this convoy that's in the middle of the desert? There would be no collateral damage, no nothing. I mean, they're right there. Well, that's a very good question, a very simple and logic question. That's because the answer is also very simple and logical. The reason that the Western coalitions didn't bomb this convoy is because the Western coalitions supplied this convoy. Where do you think they got all these brand new trucks, all this weaponry, all the training, all the propaganda, the protection, the funding? Well, the U.S. Treasury Department has recently opened an inquiry about this so-called Islamic State, right? ISIS. And they went ahead and asked Toyota, hey, where did ISIS get these trucks? And Toyota's like, oh, I don't know. But Toyota said that they would agree, they would be more than willing to help them in their investigation. Well, maybe the U.S. Treasury Department, instead of asking Toyota, should be asking the Department of State. It's no secret that McCain went there and met with these guys. And of course, they want to say that they're the Free Syrian Army. It's a different faction that's trying to take out Assad, right? Yeah. Well, just last year, it was reported that the U.S. State Department had been sending in fleets of specifically Toyota brand trucks into Syria. And of course, they claimed it was going to the Free Syrian Army. The British government has also admittedly been supplying vehicles and all kinds of what they called non-lethal aid to the rebels. See, at the end of the day, they could say that they're giving this stuff to whoever they want, but we see who has it. We see how it's being used. And all of these different factions on the ground, I don't care who you want to call them, they're all working together to meet an end game goal, and that is to get Assad out of there. Because Assad is preventing these pipelines, these gas pipelines, from going from Saudi Arabia and Qatar into Europe. That is threatening Russia's Gazprom supply of gas going to Europe. Russia supplies nearly 50% of the gas that goes into Europe right now. If they were able to run these pipelines from Saudi and Qatar into Europe from the Persian Gulf, that would cut in heavily to Russia's profits. Why do you think Russia's there taking out the CIA-backed forces there? Everyone's crying that, oh, they're not taking out ISIS. They're not taking out. Who do you think they're taking out? Yeah. Who do you think's running them? One thing's for sure. The West isn't going to let this just fall apart. They're not going to go down quietly. They've been actively engaged in this operation for a long time. So watch for false flags. They're going to need to reinstill that fear back into the people when this charade, this proxy war finally comes out, when it gets exposed fully. And it is. It more and more every day. You're starting to see more and more people speak out about it, even world leaders. So they're going to need to justify everything, their police state, these wars. They're going to want to keep the people in line. So heads up, watch out for false flags. I'm just saying, we need to be safe, be prepared, and pick them apart when we see them go down. Anyways, I'll leave a link. There's a lot more information here. This is Spiro.